Hello, Dan Joss. How are you today?
Doing great. How are you?
I'm doing well, thank you.
Good.
You know, these days a lot of people talk about retirement. People
Because-
talk about them yesterday and the day before and every other day. Somebody's always talking about retirement. But let's talk about retirement needs. How do you figure out what you're really going to need when you're in retirement?
It's a good question.
Well, you're a good guy to ask that question.
What
to.
we do, yeah. Well, the place to start is a baseline,
Baseline.
right? What is my current income expenses?
Okay.
Now, it's a little tricky for Devin here. He's 25, give or take. He's not going to estimate his retirement needs based on his current income.
Well, he could. I mean, pizza,
Because things,
occasional movie.
but he would hope to have a little higher income 30 or 40 years from now.
Okay.
So lifestyles change.
Really nice pizza.
So pick a lifestyle,
Okay.
and then we'll start from that.
Right. Okay.
So current income is a good place to start, although maybe income from 5 or 10 years ago is a better place to start.
Why is
A little
that?
bit lower. Well, it's hard to retire on your current income unless you've accumulated a great amount of resources.
Right. Okay. So plan on a slightly different level.
Yeah, if you're planning ahead and you're saving 20% of your income over your career, then you could do that. But most don't.
Right.
So a little less is a good starting place. Now we can always adjust these.
Okay.
You know, inflation changes them and life happens. But pick up income, say here's where we're going to start. And then subtract your savings rate, right?
Right.
Because I'm saving that. I'm not spending it. So I don't need that in retirement.
That's a good point.
So you subtract out your savings rate. Then you subtract out tax reductions,
Okay.
right? I'm not paying income tax. I'm paying income tax, which means I'm not spending it. So that's another cash outflow that I don't need for my retirement lifestyle.
And you're not making as much money, so you probably wouldn't have to pay the same amount of tax.
Maybe in a lower bracket, but that'll depend on how you're supporting your retirement.
Okay.
If it's IRA distributions, that's taxed at ordinary income.
Right.
Social Security, some of that will be taxed. But it's a way of getting to your spending need because you're using it for taxes, not using it for spending your retirement lifestyle. Then you subtract any anticipated housing cost changes.
Okay.
You may downsize to a
Cardboard box.
less expensive house, a box, or maybe just the side of the box.
Just the side of the box.
Keep off
Depending on your plan
That's right.
and who you went to for your financial planning.
That's right. You may be moving. Many retirees move, and that's an expense
Right.
that just happens. Doesn't happen over and over again, but it is an expense.
Well, we hope it doesn't happen over and over again.
Retirement community.
Right.
Do you have an entrance fee? You may have to add to that number.
And sometimes there is that buy-in fee a long time out.
Right. And a second home.
Okay.
Some may have a second home during their retirement, which would increase the cost. But factors in lifestyle changes, not just housing changes. Are you going to be traveling? I have clients that travel extensively in their retirement. Very different than someone that just goes to the golf course every day or goes fishing every day.
Right.
They don't have that additional cost. And more retirees have more time to do other things.
More retirees have more time to do other things.
Traveling, shopping, cooking, entertainment.
Okay.
Once you're not at
Once you're not at the office every day,
12 hours a day, you've got 12 extra hours to do something else.
you're not earning, you're spending.
And you have to see what that change costs.
Right.
So either add or subtract that. Maybe add higher healthcare costs. We
Yep.
expect cost of healthcare to go up. Personal service industry costs are going up. In-home care costs are going up. So that's an expense most people of working age, pre-retirement, don't have.
Okay.
And then add inflation and what we call a healthy fudge factor.
Okay.
Late
Is that
night,
like a quarter of a pound of fudge? Because I'm
get
more
the
like a
slice
half
off
pound
at
of
half
fudge.
pound. That's
Yeah.
where I'm at. Yeah, so late life care or long-term care,
Okay.
some people estimate that's $250,000. And
I
that
would
could
think
be-
that's a low estimate.
And so to put that in for several years near late life is a conservative estimate.
Right. Okay.
So it's not just what you're earning now. It's not what you earned when you started your career. there's several additions and subtractions to come to a better estimate of what that cash flow need is.
All this sounds very complicated. Like maybe you should just wing it. Or
it's worth a good investment to put down on paper a good plan.
yeah, I wonder if there's somebody in this room who could help them with that. Maybe they should call Josh Brown.
They can call Josh Brown. Got some great advisors. 757-903-2127.
Okay.
And we'll talk through how we can serve you.
Good.
Our website is joshbrown.com.
Excellent. Thank you so much.
Thank you.